Imran Khatri, Professor, Department of Entomology, Sindh Agriculture University, Tandojam. Today, we are having the first international conference on plant protection sciences. And we are lucky that today in our conference, we have a special guest, Dr. Riffat Sultana. She is Associate Professor and Focal Person of Locust Management from Ministry of Science and Technology. We welcome here, Madam. And how do you find the conference here? And you are here, and this is also the first international conference on plant protection sciences, or we can also say this is a kind of first conference of the Sindh province. How do you feel here?
Thank you so much, Dr. Imran, to being a part of your team, and I am here to share some of my view. As far as the conference is concerned, so I think after the COVID-19 is the wonderful activity, because after the as I told you that after the COVID-19, it is a wonderful activity because we all were restricted to our homes. There was no activity. We are not linked with each other. So this conference, they provide the opportunity to us, and we are gathered here. So really as a researcher, I appreciate the efforts of the Sindh Agriculture University, Tandojam, to gather us from not only from the Pakistan, but at the globally level. So in my point of view, Dr. Imran, it is the wonderful the events, and once again I appreciate all the organization for such events.
Very big disaster for our country, not for our country only, but for the 20 countries of the world. And you are nominated as the focal person. Definitely you have spent a big life on this issue. So what is this locust is actually, and how much it is dangerous for our crops or for our nation? What do you think of that?
It's absolutely right. I am working on the locust from since 2002, since 2002. So in the recent, as we are in the recent, first of all, we face the COVID problems. With the addition of the COVID issue, we are also face the locust problems. So as you asked me, what's the locust? So being associated with this subject, so first of all, I want to clear the differentiate between the locust and the grasshopper. Actually, the locust is the migratory pest. They migrate from one place to another place. That the basic reasons they cause a disaster to the crops. While the grasshoppers are not the migratory, only the few species of the grasshoppers that are migratory, that is the Hieroglyphus nigrolepletus, and they can produce the swarms. But the locust has the tendency for the migrations, and due to this tendency, they produce the swarms. So when we are talking about the disaster of the locust in the 19 and the 20, so it was a very alarming situation, not for the Department of the Plant Protection and the government of the Sindh and the government of the Pakistan, but also for the academia. We person, they working in the academia, we were all worried about this disaster, because you know that the locusts, they left anything in the earth, and they destroyed the most of the important, not only the cash crops, but they also destroyed our medicinal plants. For your kind information, I would like to share dates. The locusts, they attack on the some of our major regions, that is the Nara, Thar, Cholistan, and some part of the Balochistan. And you know, in the deserted area, they having the medicinal plants. And the locusts, they eat each and everything, so nothing is the left. And the one thing, another thing is that the deserted area peoples, they already are the poor. They rely on the agriculture. But if there is the nothing, so you can imagine the future story, what happened. So when we talk about the losses, so there is the not estimated losses. In this sports, I don't tell you the exact figure, but I saying there's the million and the billion rupees losses, and the major disaster they occur in the Balochistan as well as in our Nara in the third deserts. So these were the disasters caused by the locusts.
So what are the reasons for the migration of these locusts? And we have heard that most of the time these locusts come from many countries. So across the country, across the sea, So how is that possible? How do they migrate from one country to another country?
Actually, Dr. Imran, as I told you that the locusts have that tendency for the migration, means they migrate from the one place to the another place. As far as your question is concerned, how they migrate from the one country to the another country. So the insects, they don't bound any boundary walls. They migrate from the Africa, then they hit the Afghanistan, the Iran, the Balochistan, then they again from the third Nara, and again in the India. So this is the borderline of the locust migrations. So as the basic question is that what the reasons? The reason is that for the survival shifts, locusts migrate from one to the another place. But in my point of view, as an expert of the locust, means I am working on this subject from since many years. So in the recent disaster they caused by just was the weather. How the weather? So there was an unusual rain. They enhance the hatching. When there is the load of the hatching, so obviously they migrate from one place to another place. So that was the reasons. Unusual rain, the rise in the temperature, that was the reasons. So that's why we are facing this disaster. And still we will be ready to face another disaster after the 5 or the 10 years, because now we are conscious and all our forces they work on the control of this disaster. So for the 5 years and the 10 years we are relaxed. But what happened after the 5 and the 10 years? Obviously these problems they will be they created again and again. And the locusts they mention in our Holy Quran as well as in the Bible. This is the very destructive pest, and we must keep the visual eyes on the monitoring of the locust on the boundary. But unfortunately, due to the country conflicts with India and the other country, we don't having the monitoring policy. So that are the reasons that the locusts they become the problematic for us.
So you're right that this is really a problematic insect. So is it true that it is said that this is the insect of desert? And sometimes when there is a heavy rain and we have the very vast vegetation, and whenever they finish the vegetation and they move towards the city areas and move towards the, they cross the borders and cross the countries. Is that true? Most of the time we have seen this.
Yes, Dr. Saab, you are absolutely right. The locusts actually they prefer the deserted habitats. And you know that the most of our famous researcher, that is a Uvero mentioned in his books, they feed on the 4,000 plant species, and it is a very surprising thing for us. The locusts they can eat 4,000 plant species. So mostly they prefer to live in the deserted area. So you can say that this is the sandy or the rocky past.
Yes. So from your talk, we understand that this is a kind of very destructive and dangerous pest. So we must have a solution for this insect. So in your opinion, what do you think, what is the good solution for this? Is it possible that we can overcome on this problem?
Right. Dr. Imran, actually when there is the disaster, when there is the swamps or the outbreak, so we don't having the another option. Option is the one, just use the insecticide and the pesticide. And we all are aware and we are the witness, the FO, Department of the Plant Protection, Ministry of the Pakistan, all the including our armed force, they just use the insecticide and the pesticide to control these problems. On this spot we having the just option, that is the pesticides. But unfortunately, we kill the locusts. Fortunately, we kill the locusts. But unfortunately, the killing of this pest, they enhance the other environmental health problems, health issue, environmental issue, pollution issue. These are the so many factors which me and you will face in the future. So as far as your question is concerned, what should be the eco-friendly remedy? So eco-friendly remedy actually the biological controls. So in this conference I also highlight some of the biological control agent. So by the help of this conference I will message to the farmer as well as other stockholders, kindly please keep attention towards the use of the biological control. Biological control is actually the slow, time consuming, but it is a permanent remedy. So I am here and participating in this conference. So just convey the one message, that is the utilization of the biological control. So I hope by this platform in the Sindh Agriculture University Tandojam, maybe my farmer, they listen my message and they put attention towards the utilization of the biological control. So Dr. Imran, only the biological control is the best remedy. Australia and the other European country, they adopt this practice, and Alhamdulillah, they control this disaster. They are not facing this problem. So my recommendation is that in this platform, biological control agents they should be implemented in the future against the locusts also.
Locusts also.
Yes.
Yes. You are right. So is it possible here in our situation that at the moment we are spraying the billions of rupees pesticides on the for the control of the locust, but very recently last year FAO has sprayed biological control pesticides, and they have given a very good control. So what about for our country? Is it possible that we will be able to control through the biological control agents?
Right, Dr. Saabs, yes, you are absolutely right. FO, they conduct the different trials in the region of our country, and I am also the part of these teams. I also conduct some of the trial Green Guard. I use the Green Guard in the third region. But the Dr. Saab, problem is that the Green Guard, green mussels, these are the entomopathogenic fungi, and the entomopathogenic fungi they frequently use in the Australia, and the Australia just they use this biopesticide. But the problem is that in the Pakistans, we 4 provinces having the different ecological situations, ecological climates. There is the big the difference between the Punjab, Balochistan, the Sindh. Okay, the Balochistan and the Sindh they having the similar climate. But the Punjab and the KP, they are having the very different climatic condition. So the Green Guard and the green missiles, they are the absolutely means you can say the 100% they give the successful result in the Australia. But when we are talking about the Pakistans, we having the different climatic zones. So when with the help of the FO team, when I conduct the trial in the third, so in the earlier this trial was a very good. I was very happy because I got the very good results. But unfortunately, when there was a raise in the temperatures, my trial was failed. So still, the parameter is the pipeline in the biolabs. So in this stage, I am not concluding that whether these trials should be implemented in the Pakistan and we demand for this biopesticide to the Australia or not. Still, we are working with the FO to introduce this trial in the different provinces like the Sindh, Punjab, Balochistan and the KP. When we got the authentic information, authentic report, so at that time we will be in the positions to declare whether it should be implemented or not.
Thank you so much. So you are right that we need the heat resistant strengths of these biocontrol agents. Otherwise, it is not possible in our country to implement these biocontrol agents. So especially, it's a good thing that this work is going on in your lab, and we hope that in future we will have the good heat resistant strength to control this noxious pest. And thank you so much for being with us in this conference. I think this is the first day, and we still have several sessions, your keynote speak and gala dinner. We hope you will enjoy here. Thank you so much.